What's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart-Isaacs.
And this is Shemekka Ebony.
And this is your next edition of Sunday Stacks. Yes, Sunday Stacks back once again to give the people what they want. And we want to give you yet a thrilling episode just designed to make sure that the impact of family, community, and company all come together in a seamless fashion. But at the same time, we want to have a good time. We want to show some good energy. I want to get this first episode started with a brilliant birthday wish to my beautiful daughter, LeadHerShip. She is officially 17 years old. She's a part of the Brilliant Bunch. Happy birthday. Yes, this is the first episode of the new year officially, and we're just thrilled to be able to celebrate you. You have a Capricorn birthday, and we just know that you've just been such a angel in our lives, so we love you so dearly. So just wanted to take a moment, as family is so important to us here at Sunday Stacks, to wish LeadHerShip of the Brilliant Bunch a happy birthday, or as we say, brilliant birthday wishes. Yes, for sure. As we look at this week in reflection, this theme of this episode is all about self-care. But prior to that, let's make sure we give a quick shout out to our sponsors. I want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to my sponsor, QuickBooks, for allowing us to continue the thriving nature of what we're building with Sunday Stacks. QuickBooks is a software for you entrepreneurs out there. QuickBooks helps me to continue the platforms of Sunday Stacks, as well as my Entrepreneur platform, which you should check out, where we have some cool interviews going on with some entrepreneurs. So we definitely want to give a shout out to QuickBooks. You got any sponsors you want to shout out, Shemekka?
Yes, I want to shout out Forum. We are moving forward January 21st of this month in the LeadHerShip Empowerment, led and facilitated by me. You can find your tickets on any of the platforms, Shemekka.com, ShemekkaEbony.com, and BlackGirlMagic.market. So definitely check those out. Go ahead and check out CommunityChampion.club as well to find out what's going on with the Community Bill of Rights. So shout out to Forum for giving us the space to build women's empowerment in their leadership development.
Yes, now that we have all the business out the way, we definitely want to take a time to look at this week's theme of the week. And this week's theme is called self-care. Yes, we are in a new year, a new transition, a new you. I know all of us are trying to figure out the difference between self-care and selfishness. But self-care is that special thing that we all must do to make sure that we are in a good state of well-being, healthiness, as well as growth. And so self-care is no stranger to us. We always like to find ways to keep ourselves going here with the Sunday Stacks platform, as well as our FCC motto. You know, in our family, we pride self-care so importantly to make sure that we grow. So Shemekka, what does self-care mean to you, and kind of give people some examples of what you might do for self-care in a new year?
So self-care for me is really the caring of me, my mind, my body, and my spirit. And it's important to me, especially centering community and well-being, that we have a very open awareness and understanding of what self-care is, so that we don't mistake it for things that could be seen or deemed as cosmetic. There was a time that I would look at the indulgence of nail care and getting protective nails on, and didn't understand, how much without nails, without me having like a covering over my nail, I pick my nails. It's a nervous, thoughtful thing for me. And so self-care in making sure that I get my gel nail set is not just a cosmetic choice, but it is a well-being necessity it's a calming mechanism. It's my Linus blanket along with my husband. So self-care is very broad to me. After living in the church for 2 years, taking a shower became self-care for me. Because they didn't have a working shower in that church. Like, that was something that I became more honoring of, spending time in the shower, because there was a season in my life on this homeless leadership journey that was not a guarantee for me. It wasn't consistent, And it became more of something that I thought was be special and meaningful. And it was a tool of self-care for what was available to me.
So as we look at self-care and just kind of grow from it, I look at just what you're stating as sometimes even the simplest things, depending on what state of life you're in, that you can do just as simple as a shower could be deemed self-care. Just having a moment to, be in a shower long enough, or even go somewhere like getting your nails done in other ways. Self-care comes in so many different ways. I mean, it's our health, it's our hygiene, it's the things that we do to relax and really calm down, as we always talk and we will always big up all the time. Meditation, a part of that self-care ritual, just getting our minds right and just kind of recentering our well-being and just feeling your life energy sometimes is a part of self-care, and really doing things that exhilarate your life and keeps you, going and vital. So that way you can be an asset and useful to your community in regards to your efforts, because you've given yourself some level of care. You give your family more, you give your community more, you give your company more when you feel whole. And I think that's something we celebrate with this self-care journey and analysis, that we all encourage people, regardless of our listeners across the globe, internationally, whatever condition you're in. Take a moment, massage your own feet, do something that massage the temple of your forehead, like do something, just, all that you can do to just give yourself what you need to, feel like you're touching and soothing yourself, and really just giving yourself space to relax and reflect on your life, your body, and all of what you do to build. And I just think self-care is just something we need to center, because healing is so important, as an overall modality that we're all trying to strive to. Our bodies, think about it, right? Since kids, we will fall down and, almost like the next day, you don't even think about that cut. But when you get older, you feel those bumps a little bit more,
Your body reminds you.
Right. So it's like we need to just indulge ourselves more in those self-care tidbits. Is there anything else like you would tell people that you've done to kind of build your year right for self-care?
Yeah, I'll do that shameless plug for meditation. As we lifted up in the New York Times a couple of years back, our commitment to that is a form of self-care. And YouTube has amazing resources. Go ahead and check out that playlist on meditations and beats to kind of start your self-care journey with what's available. And you can find that on ShemekkaEbony.com or Shemekka Ebony on YouTube. The other thing that I was intentional about in shifting from 2023 to 2024 was to end the year with laughter, as well as begin the year with laughter. And our end of the year comedy show we attended was Marlon Wayne's, and our New Year's kickoff to the comedy show began this year with Schuler King and his partner Lawrence. So that was important to me when looking at that.
Gotcha. And that was beautiful, just to find ways to, build in, just finding humor and comedy as a means of, building our relaxation and self-care. As we, as a company and an organization, we find different themes of, comedy shows that allow for us to be able to grow and just find ways of humor to release. And as Shemekka was saying, we found some great comedy show leaders, just taking that moment to go to a comedy club and just get to laugh and just use laughter as a means of showing out and collecting and growing with people.
Absolutely. I lift up too that a practice that we started, interestingly enough, in January 6th was our self-care for our company. So we kicked off the year with a self-care retreat, and I remember having that opportunity to build upon that a couple of years ago. Do you remember when we had that experience?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, this is what brings me to the irony of humor and being able to take care of self-care and take care of self. So the moment when we had an opportunity to, start our retreat thought process for the beginning of the year, the first time we did it was January 6th, back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. That was the time when we had the legendary January 6th insurrection. that happened on the Capitol building. And I know we're here on, celebrating and looking back, on our journey of self-care, and sometimes when we made our allegiance to take care of ourselves, at the same time, other people found such a discontention for the country and the decision.
Listen, let's not overlook the fact that I felt so bad because, for me being a superhero in community, I'm like, the one day I take off, all hell breaks loose in the United States. So I experienced trauma on January 6th. Is that memory of the moment I'm committing myself to self-care and in a more balanced way, not only in my personal life, but also creating that culture in my company. That happened.
Yeah.
That was some weight.
And it was a good time to not be plugged in. I think the irony of it, when everyone was plugged in watching these riots and this, this moment happen in this country's history, we were plugged out and found that we didn't have to buy into what was going on, though it was happening, though it was tragic in terms of lives lost and all the different oversights. And we already know that, as I call that day, White Man Day, because if there had been any black people, any other group of people running up on the Capitol, it would have been a different experience in terms of the National Guards and everyone being involved. And that's why you see the former President Trump in the trouble he's in, because it almost felt sanctioned on some levels by some higher power that was okay. And I think that's the whole argument here, is that, we have to start finding peace and that ability within ourselves. That's what self-care is about, that's what meditation leads us to, is that peace within self. Because, if we don't plug out, sometimes the world will overwhelm us with the actions of other people all the time. And until even those people, and I encourage that they plug into themselves, even those insurrectors who are now having to face prison time right now, I encourage you to find some time to meditate and ask yourself, was it really worth it to be so hateful and vicious towards decisions and ideas that you would put yourself in such a damaging position that's embarrassed yourself and your family, And like I said, I think the key to life now is just being able to really reflect on all of these things. I know there are people who are all into the news headlines, the CNNs, MSNBCs, and the Foxes, and you're in here 24/7 hearing these nuances about what happened on that day. But I encourage you, like we did in our themes every time we started New Year's, we find times to retreat. We find times to go and, I guess you hear that in war, right? You hear the word retreat, or in a battle, someone retreats, right? So if it's anything like how we retreat, hopefully they was relaxing, licking some wounds, healing yourself, and then preparing yourself for what you had to go back out to face the next battle, because obviously the battles don't stop. And, we have to continue to heal ourselves so we can continue to be successful when we go on the battlefield again. And I think that's how we have to think about all this. And like I said, our FCC model is the best way to think about it: family, community, and company. Family is your joyous place where you can find that solace to retreat. Community is something that you get to take the healing and the energy to bring positivity and rally your troops and rally your supporters. And then company is how you execute and you compete. You find your industries, you find your cornerstones that you're able to create some kind of social benefit and good based on what you're producing. So that's what we're about. And I want y'all to really love this energy, because we want to give it to you all. Yes. Sunday Stacks, we out here. This program is here for you all. So I encourage you all in the comments to just tell us a little bit about how you self-care, how you take care of yourself. And like, as we say, always like and subscribe, share this with a friend, let people know what we're talking about here at Sunday Stacks. So as we talked about it again, as comedy being one of the things we like to do with self-care, we want to go ahead and get into it for the people, right? It wouldn't be Sunday Stacks if we didn't have our Whiz of the Week. Yes. The Whiz of the Week this week. We want to go ahead. We cannot ignore what has happened here starting off the new year. And I am talking about our friend Money Mike, as most people know him, but we're going to go ahead and call him Mr. Cat Williams. And this week, Cat Williams had so much to say for the industry of his profession of comedy, as well as the overall entertainment industry. There were a lot of people tuned in, a lot of people. I always call these moments, as we created with the Wizard of Week, what is the weapon of mass distraction that's being cast upon people, particularly our community? Sometimes we have our entertainers and stuff that will come sometimes and have these words of revelation or controversy or gossip, and then we stop looking in one direction and start paying attention to that. And we're not just talking about Cat Williams this week, because if Cat Williams wasn't big enough for the Wizard of the Week, this is what I call Cat Williams versus the aliens, because somehow within our Wizard of the Week, not only did Cat Williams have these mind-blowing, realizations of the industry in his career, but he also had this alien sighting that happened in Miami or something of that nature, had a huge police presence. Being said it was some kids fighting. Somehow the story goes from kids fighting and some people seeing an alien sighting. And now we have all this mass level of weapons of mass distraction going on. But what's your thoughts on some of this? Like, what did you feel about the Cat Williams interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp? And what did you feel about hearing about some aliens potentially walking around in the state of Florida?
Shout out to the incredible brilliance of Cat Williams and his team for creating lanes and pathways. Like, he came on the show and he dropped the gauntlet of truth in his most lived experiences and gave this Shay Shay platform new audience members. Yeah, I don't watch this gentleman. It's not my thing. I didn't even know he was a professional football player, retired or whatever. So Cat Williams brought me to this platform. And so shout out to his business structure. Cat Williams is on tour right now. So think about those numbers, the entrepreneurs that he's building up. I loved hearing about over 30 women comics that he's given space to be on tour with him and given a platform. As a businessman, as a parent, as a comedian, professional, I heard about his craft. He got naked with us, and I am celebrating that. As far as it being the Wiz of the Week, I see the distraction. There's not been this much attention given to that black book list of all our favorites that we might now deem as monsters that showed up this week. So this is another thing to distract us from what is really happening so that we get on the wrong platform to advocate and push. Now we want to be the Cat Williams truth tellers. You've been sitting there allowing people to live a lie in front of you all this time, and now Cat Williams has inspired you to be a truth teller. We got to do better than this, y'all.
And I agree. And I think this doesn't give everyone a carte blanche license to go out here and start calling people out because you feel like now that Cat Williams undid it is open season for everybody. You're not Cat Williams. You're not in the position and you're not in the place of understanding by the masses that you can call people out. I get it. Some people annoy you. I get it. Some people might have stolen from you, didn't give you credit. I mean, we can have DJ Envy rants going back if we want to go take it back to who deserved this and who put who on and those types of thought processes. But ultimately, what we need to do is get in a position of comfort and growth and compassion for the words of what he was expressing, as well as for those he was speaking about. Yeah, there's a clear warnings in regards to, I don't know how true all of it is. I'm not going to get into what Cat Williams has or didn't. Shemekka had a beautiful perspective as always, because again, she's not someone who traditionally is going to watch Club Shay Shay or, like she said, knows about Shannon Sharp. I know about it from my love of the football, NFL world, but I think, he has transitioned himself to create this platform. Now he got the hot seat for everybody. He done made himself the black man Oprah overnight, just with this interview. So, I mean, shout out to Shannon.
Amanda Seal wanted to be on the show.
Amanda Seal wanted to be on Club. Brilliant, I Am Brilliant alumni. Amanda Seal wanted to be on Clutch. I mean, and if she don't say it enough. So my thing is, I don't think it's so much about truth tellers needing a particular platform to tell the truth. I think it's about how you say it, how you organize the truth, and when are people's appetite ready for it. But again, we can't discount the weapons of mass distraction.
And we laughed a lot.
We laughed, man.
So that's what.
And he won't try to be funny.
Right. We got a lot of insight, but I think it's that relief. Our soul needed it. That's why we keep going back and looking at it. That's why we're making memes, because we're hungry for joy and laughter
and truth. We
want nakedness truth, right? While I'm getting naked. Thanks, Cat Williams, for getting naked on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, appreciate you, and we thank you. And like I said, at the same time, there were aliens. Let's not. Cat Williams is an amazing guy. I'm sure he's 6 foot in his own mind. But there were aliens walking, huge, tall aliens.
There's only one video.
And it's blurry.
And this was Miami.
And it's like, why are all alien videos blurry, right? With all this technology, all this Steve Jobs, Apple, Samsung-ish, and shout out to us if you want to be sponsors.
Where were all the tourists?
But
Why this ain't on the Shade Room? Why this ain't on
Because everybody talking about Scat Williams. This is the point of the Wizard of the Week, people. You know, yes. Sunday Stacks is here to make it clear. We're not here to poke fun, agree, disagree. The Wizard of the Week is about the distractions that come to us when we should be focused on our family, community, and company. Because those are the only things that are really going to create any real prosperity in our life. Yeah, and I mean, you know, like I said, you know, I pray God on everyone's spirit that we all grow from every moment of any wise things being shared and any revelation that in this infinite universe that we've been blessed to be in, if there's other life or even in this earth, like we were watching a movie from back in the days, everything at everywhere, at all times, that movie, right? You know, you saw it in one of the clips, they had people with some, you know, sausage finger type of thing going on. So it's like multiverse. But what I'm saying here, even on earth, there are people that live with different types of, you know, looks, deformities, maybe even different types of humanoid type of figures. For us to always assume that it's alien because they stay in the fringes because they're scared to come forth. It's
unknown.
It's unknown, right?
Look at it at minimum. Alien is unknown. It's something foreign. So we've called humans aliens before in the United States.
Preach.
So
we got to be careful.
Let's not get distracted.
Let's not get distracted, as we always hear. You know, our organization, I Am Brilliant, produces the Sunday Stacks. We're excited because, you know, that's what we like to do, is create quality content for, again, family, community, company. We definitely love the audience that we're growing. We want to encourage you all, again, to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Sunday Stacks is back. We have so much, you know, jam-packed content. Thank y'all for celebrating with us in regards to our episodes. We're just pumping them out, and we're excited to continue week for week to just keep you abreast of what we're doing with I Am Brilliant, as well as all the different ventures that we're involved in. All of them are growing. So thank you, God. I appreciate you encouraging us and continuing to bless all our different ventures that we're working on. And I encourage you out there too that have your companies. We're praying over your businesses, your households, that you grow success in 2024. Prosperity. Don't worry about selfishness, self-care. Self-care. You don't have to be selfish, but self-care.
That can mean just going to the doctor.
There we go. That's it. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up this edition of Sunday Stacks. As always, my name is Michael Stewart-Isaacs. You can find me on multiple platforms under the name. We'll put some links in the description. Follow all our different many YouTube channels, as well as where we're at on Instagram, even on X platform. You just find us. We're out here. I Am Brilliant. Follow our names. We're not hiding from the people. We want to continue to give you great content. So definitely check us out. And again, like and subscribe. You got anything to shout out to the people before we wrap?
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what incredible things you're vision casting for your business. Black Girl Magic Market partners and allies, join us on social media this evening, Facebook Live at 6 p.m. To talk about the LeadHerShip Empowerment session that'll be going on this first quarter starting January 21st, sponsored by Forum.
Let's go. So with that, as we always say, I am brilliant.
And you are too.
This is the next edition of Sunday Stacks, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Blessings.
Peace.